Tuesday, February 10th, 2026. And if you are anywhere near the I-405 Sepulveda Pass right now, well, my condolences. But we aren't here to complain about a commute.
No, not at all.
We're here because that gridlock is actively rewriting the logistics map of the South Bay.
It's a tactical disruption, pure and simple.
This is a special deep dive for brokers and logistics pros, brought to you by Voxel Micro Video Labs. Our mission today is to take this Caltrans headache and, flip it into a real strategy.
A strategy for supply chain resilience. And we need to move fast on this because as of last Friday, the rules of the road completely changed.
Okay, let's get into the damage. Caltrans is calling it pavement rehabilitation.
Which is a nice way of putting it.
I'd call it a chokehold. They've slashed the 405 through the pass down to just 3 lanes in each direction.
And that effectively severs the main commercial artery between the industrial core Torrance, Carson, and all those consumers on the Westside and in the San Fernando Valley.
And before anyone says alternate route, let's be clear. Sepulveda Blvd is not an option for heavy-haul trucks.
It just can't handle the volume, let alone the weight. So what you have is a very real physical barrier separating goods from customers.
So this is where the strategy has to shift. If I'm a broker, I'm looking at this and thinking the old model, the centralized South Bay hub.
That model is bleeding out.
Exactly. The argument now has to be for last-mile satellite facilities.
Right. You almost have to decentralize.
You advise your tenants to grab smaller footprints north of the pass. You just bypass the choke point.
Because if you don't, you start paying what we're calling the traffic tariff.
I love that. Let's break that down. This isn't just about being annoyed. This is OpEx. This is money.
It's pure math. For a logistics firm on thin margins, a consistent, say, 45-minute delay isn't just time.
It's fuel. It's driver hours.
It's driver hours, exactly. You're burning through your legal driving limits while standing still. That delay is mathematically a rent hike.
And there's a risk angle here that I think gets missed until it's way too late. Insurance.
Oh, absolutely. Mobile business interruption.
Right. Your standard policy covers you if, your warehouse has a fire. But what if your fleet is just parked on the 405 and you miss a critical delivery window?
Yeah.
You lose a contract.
You're on your own. Standard insurance almost never covers revenue loss from gridlock.
So the entire pitch to your client has to change. You can't just argue price per square foot anymore.
No, it's about total cost of operation.
A facility in Torrance might seem 10% cheaper on paper, but if it adds 20% to your delivery times and spikes your risk profile,
then it's actually the most expensive option on the table. And that's before we even talk about the sheer volume of goods.
The pressure cooker. We were looking at the Q1 numbers for the Port of Long Beach.
A 26.6% year-over-year increase. It's staggering.
So you have a historic flood of goods coming in at the bottom.
And a tiny constricted pipe at the top to get them out.
Which means inventory dwells. It just sits.
It sits. And that changes the entire real estate equation.
The building itself almost starts to matter less than the dirt around it.
That's it. We're already seeing a premium on assets along the I-710 or I-110, but the real spike, the desperate demand, is for yard space.
The buffer zone.
Landlords with excess land are sitting on a gold mine right now. Tenants need staging areas. They need a place to hold inventory while they wait for a traffic window to open.
It all comes down to reliability. I mean, look at Robos. They just put their new aerospace HQ in El Segundo.
Perfect example.
When you're dealing with mission-critical aerospace parts, you can't tell your client, sorry, it's stuck in traffic.
Those high-stakes industries will pay any premium for a guarantee. And if the public infrastructure is unreliable, their real estate has to be the shock absorber.
Okay, so let's wrap this up. The 405 lane reduction, it's not a short-term problem. It's a new tax on the supply chain. The winning narrative is multi-location north of the pass and the huge, huge value of staging space.
It's time to audit the delivery routes, not just the rent roll.
So here's a thought for you to take away. Are the savings you think you have in your real estate being quietly erased by logistics fees you aren't even tracking? Might be time to pull the GPS data.
And do the painful math.
But big thanks to Voxel Micro Video Labs for powering the strategic breakdown. Stay sharp out there.